he was so inspiring that I actually began to see beyond primary school, beyond high school, beyond university. I started seeing what I would become. Mm-hmm. Actually, what matters is what they'll say when you're gone, genuinely. Sasa tutacheza golf leo? Nikuuliza tu, sina ubaya.
No, not before you tell us about the teacher, your headmaster, your mentor.
You've been Googling.
Yeah. More than Googling. I have information. You told us to do investigation. Why Kamau jumped out?
Yes. Not the fact that he jumped out.
Not the fact that he jumped out. Tell us about your headmaster.
No, my headmaster.
And how he mentored you.
Yeah, my headmaster was called Gitoga, who is still a very good friend of mine. When I was in class 6, as we were going up to class 7, is when he transferred and became to our school and became a deputy headmaster. Before, I think after a few months, he became the headmaster. That man has had more impact to me than all the professors combined. The only other person who comes close is Professor Kimura. I told you what Professor Kimura did to me. But Gitoga would come. He never beat us, but we feared him and revered him more than the teachers who were beating us. Because he would come, he would tell us we need to be in class at 6 a.m. And that is when he would come and then you ask him all the questions you want. He would teach maths and English, and so you could ask him any question on that area, and then he would sit and talk to us. He said, do you know why I came at 6? Me now, I'm a headmaster. After this, I'm going to retire. But I'm here because when I go to Nyeri, I find people who come from, that time the PC was a gentleman called Simon Nyachai, right? He says, now I see somebody like Simon Nyachai, because in this area we can't get a PC. I'm teaching you so that you become that PC. I'm teaching you so that you become that DC. I'm going to, so he was so inspiring that I actually began to see beyond primary school, beyond high school, beyond university. I started seeing what I would become, courtesy of Gitoga.
Yes.
And every time I was even changing my career, I would even inform him, because my quest was to become what Gitoga was coming at 6 a.m. to do so that we become.
Yeah.
So he's one of the greatest mentors. And actually before he came, I was a bit mischievous, and I was the sort of fellow who would be sent home to come with your mother. Not because I did anything bad, but because maybe I was playing and spitting a lot of dust and throwing dust into the classroom when other people are
doing serious work.
But when he came, I changed suddenly, because he painted a picture of what I would become. And he was saying, if you only become, now that teaching is bad, and he loved his career, but he says, if you only become what I am today. And you know, we looked up to him. He was a headmaster.
Yeah.
If you only become what I am today, then yeah, that's okay, but I feel I'll not have done my work, because I want people to move beyond where I am.
Yeah.
Me was going to move beyond Gitoga, who I revered. He turned me, he completely transformed me, and transformed me to this day. So even today, he remains a very close member of my, if you come to my office, I think you've been to my office.
Yeah, I
have
saw
a
the
picture
photo
of Gitoga
during your graduation. Yeah.
Because that's the one man
Amazing.
I wanted to tell, thank you. I'm on my way to becoming.
I credit you for this.
I am on my way to becoming what you wanted us to become.
So success is a mindset.
It's a mindset.
What is here?
Interdependence and also purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, the Baraka Foundation.
Finally.
Tell us about the Baraka Foundation, your family.
Sasa hii go hatuchecheza.
Yeah,
Baraka Foundation is something I started just about when I was coming to Nation. And was driven by, what inspired Baraka was, Baraka is a foundation where we pay school fees as a family. So school fees to needy students who have passed well. Where in my village area, so there are 10 schools, the one we used to play football with, And now I moved to Kieni, so there are a couple of schools we've added. And what we do is if you've passed well, but you demonstrate you come from a poor background, then we pick you and we pay for 4 years. Why 4 years? Because after that, if you've done well, until now they're changing, you would get help. And with help, you continue in university. So the area we wanted to bridge is that one. But what inspired it? What inspired it is, remember, there's a time I said I was in London.
Yes.
In London, I was head of marketing. I told you I was a marketing director for Africa. And one young lady who was a brand manager reporting to me, a young girl, she asked me, I know where you come from, Linus. There are very many poor people. And I would like to help. I would like to make my own contribution. But now I don't know how to start because I also hear there are many con men. So I just don't want to throw my money. Since I know you, can you guide me?
Whom to deal with.
Whom to deal with. And that girl challenged me because I said, sasa huyu, just called Maureen. Sasa Maureen akikuja Kenya, siku moja. Yes, I showed her how to deal with her money and I did a good job there. But one day I can see her asking me, na wewe unafanya nini? You are my boss.
What have you done?
Yeah. Me now, you showed me this and I'm doing. That's when I said, if Maureen never comes to this country, I'll also be able to tell a story.
Yes.
And so I told God, when I come back to Kenya, when I was leaving Nigeria, I would want to start something like that.
I must do something.
And that is how I started. So now, we started it in 2007, is when we picked our first kids. I think now we have educated over 600 because we take 15, 20.
Wow.
They see them through 15, 20, we see them through. So every year we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, we would have 80, 70, 60, and we educate them. Some of them make it to campus. I think the ones who've made campus are probably 80. Others have gone to different, some are nurses. The other day we had a relative who died in Nakuru, and we were going to the mortuary, and we found that the body had been sorted and wrapped. We said, how do you do this?
Without talking to them.
Hey, then I found that the nurse was a Baraka student. We said,
Wow.
I know these people.
Wow.
So they'll find everything ready.
Wow.
So
And you had no idea she was
no
there?
idea. No, not even idea she was there. I don't know her.
What? Yeah, of course, she's one among many.
As a rule, the ones I educate are the ones I don't know. Because the
Wow.
ones I know, we can make another arrangements.
Yes.
Familiar. So
Yeah.
we don't know them.
Yeah.
So, so that's Barak. That was final.
Do good and it will
It will follow you.
come back to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is final.
No. What
Thank
do you
you very
want?
much. Thank you
What
very
do you
much.
want to be remembered for?
Kwani naenda wapi?
Or eventually
Sio tutakuwa tunaongea
Your legacy.
as we move around.
your legacy.
I don't know about legacy, but what I know with my experience now, you as a mimi ni pensioner. What I know is that it matters not what you are. It matters not what you have. Actually, what matters is what they'll say when you're gone, genuinely.
Yeah.
And you know why that is important? Because today now you can bullshit me. Yeah, Linus, you know,
We love you. You are the best.
But when you're not there, even now if I go out and you're having an honest conversation, you're not say, this guy we saw, he has 10 million in the bank. Yes. And even if you know I have, it doesn't matter. What you talk about is lives you have touched, is a hopeless situation where you created hope. It was pain that you made go. It was people coming to say, my situation was this one, and for whatever reason, even if it was at the roadside, you made it a little better. That ultimately is to have succeeded. That's ultimately is to have succeeded. The other things are things that God enables you. God gives you to steward. And the question is, how did you steward? When you're meeting with God in heaven, assuming you all be together, what will he say? I did with these resources. Because when you're now in front of God, you cannot say, lakini Mungu, hizi zilikuwa zangu, achana nazo. Don't ask, yote ni yake. Utasema ulifanya nini nazo? That is to have succeeded. If you can answer that question without feeding shame on me. That is to have succeeded.
Amazing.
Was that the last of the last?
Thank you for watching. This is the executive table, and we had Linus Gitahi. Thank you so much, Linus, for all the time, for the nuggets of wisdom you have shared, the tips, and sharing your journey so openly, and we have learned a lot of lessons, so we are very, very grateful on behalf of our viewers. Asante sana.